Here's my well. I took the cap off so we can look down. It's hard to tell, but the water level is really high, so that's good. I'm thinking about putting a hand pump on there one day. Watched a few videos on it, doesn't look too bad. This is the original well. As you can see, there's a lot of brush around. The brush was so high, it was as tall as that pole. And I also had a dead tree right here. And I had to get the neighbor to come by and push the tree down with the tractor because it was leaning on the goddamn power line up here. But now I got all that taken care of. The old, there was an old cap on top of this that collapsed. It rotted over time. It's completely surrounded by brush. Fell into the well, and of course when it hit the bottom it kicked up sediment, and for days and days and days my water was full of dirt and it was gross. So then here's the pump house. I rebuilt the door, stained it black, trying to make it all pretty. Put a solar vent on the one side. But that's not enough. I didn't think about it at the height of the day, around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun moves to this side of the house, and I need to add a solar vent on this side too, just to help keep it cool. And that's more for me being comfortable when I have to work in it. I mean, it's fine if it's hot. Most machinery doesn't really care, especially like a well pump. It only runs every so often, so it doesn't get super hot. It's not going to overheat. So here is the actual pump house. There's my spare home key. Got me a chair so I can sit and work. There's my air bladder. Ties into the system. Here is heat lamp number 2, which is not active because it's not super freezing. There's heat lamp number 1. And I got them in here because obviously if it gets too cold, the water freezes in the pipes and then I have no water. There's my thermometer, my pressure gauge, paper towels for when I'm working and I need to dry off stuff. So camera 1, camera 2. I got a network switch out here. I recently added this power system just for the lighting and everything else I might want to use aside from the well. And this is the original power. Comes into here. I got a switch so I can just cut the pump off via the switch, and I got a light on it so I know it's off. And then whenever I have to replace the pressure switch, I can just flip the switch, cut off the disconnect, pull the cover off, I'll do all the stuff I got to do. It takes about 2 years. The pressure switch gets gummed up with sediment because my water is so heavy. It's ridiculous. The guy that installed this pump, I lived here for, God, over 15 years, and the old pump finally died. And this guy came out, replaced it for me. He put in this primer valve, which is extremely useful. If the water drains out of the lines down to the well, you can just open up that valve and pour water into it, and that reprimes the pump and makes it able to push water again, or suck water down, push it up. So that's an incredibly useful feature. I haven't needed it as much because I added my own shutoff lines. I can cut the water on before the pressure valve, after the pressure valve, before my little water hose attachment. And I can see all this stuff, like I say, from my cameras from inside. I can look at the floor and I can see if it's sopping wet. That'll tell me if there's leaks in the lines. It does get wet when it rains, but there's usually still dry spots. So if the pump's leaking or one of the pipes is leaking, I'll know because the whole floor will be soaked. So that makes, a huge difference. There's a lot of stuff I can discern just from looking at my cameras, and I don't actually have to come out here. Here you can see I built a little bench. I got some spare shingles. Got a fan for for when it's hot. This is one of my old lamps I used to keep the wet house warm with. But now I got an LED light on top of the two heat lamps, and they're all switched and stuff, so I can just turn them on and off. I don't have to run around, unplug stuff, change out light bulbs like I used to do. And there's been a lizard in here. He's been pooping all over everything. So I'm kind of would like to do something about that. I'm not sure what I would do about that. I'm sure he can skinny through a lot of the holes. I don't want to like completely air seal the place. It shouldn't be airtight. And there's my beautiful baby girl. Hey, Lulu. Can you say hi? Of course you can't. So I've been adding insulation, which this one's covering up the attic vent, or the solar vent I put in there. I'm going to cut a hole out and just have a piece I can just slide in front of it over the winter. And I'll probably do the same thing over here when I add a new vent there. I still need to finish insulating it to help keep the temperature cool or warm in the winter. And of course it'll help it keep it cool in the summer, but it's more of a concern that I don't want my pipes to freeze in the winter, because you wake up in the morning and you go to take a shower and nothing comes out because your pipes are frozen. That's a problem. I know, sweetie, you want to go in there, don't you? You can go in there if you want. Anyhow, it's this door used to only be, hell, let me go back in and point back. It used to only be that high, and it was just a small window you would have to climb in and out of. I had a really large plumber one time that had to come in here and work on the well. He could barely fit through there. I authorized him to cut out this cross brace so he could manage his way in and out. So now I got this door. It's a much tighter fitting door. I was thinking about putting some kind of weather stripping on it, but I come out here at night and I don't see any light coming out. So I don't really think I need to do that. Come on, you can close. So that's my well house. It's extremely important to have water all the time. So here's the camera I got watching the floor, so I know when there's leaks. And I can see the network switch, and I can see that I got link lights. And then here is the camera that watches the temperature and the pressure.